Well, this is strange, but pretty wonderful for Bowser's side of things because his castle got beat up by a Godzilla-style monster and yet remains so intact on the inside that all the trappings of this theater-type place can still run effectively as a business. That's spectacular, especially for the brainwashed Koopa Troop who can no longer wait for the great Fawful extravaganza he's putting on later. Bowser even gets on the action a bit, learning that there are no seats left for the show and he gets pissed off enough to yell at the usher for it. I know the guy's all brainwashed and shit, but you're still an asshole if you do that to a person who can neither help you and is just trying to do their job. Perhaps that explains why Bowser got put in the obvious trap rig seat that threw him up onto the stage where this battle with Midbus takes place, as a blood sport show because, well, it's Fawful, so they're just really fucking about here. But it's the good kind of fucking around, since Midbus and Bowser are so hell-bent on seeing who's the best that they immediately get into it on their own terms. Kinda like that last battle with O-Chunks in Super Paper Mario, except better since it's turn-based. Unlike their previous meeting, since this is a legit WWE cage match, Midbus finally goes all out with his attacks and is the perfect counter for Bowser's punch fantasy abilities. Of course, he starts with that bullshit bouncing body slam attack, which can 50-50 hit the ground, and it's one of those terribly designed abilities that can't tell the player what the counter or the timing of it is. So that's where most of the damage is coming from on this fight, and it certainly isn't nothing to spit at, since it happens all the goddamn time. Thankfully, his other abilities aren't as bullshit. If Midbus's bounce falls on top of Bowser, he has plenty of time to counter for some hits. Then there's his charge punch attack, which requires button mashing to beat, and that's almost impossible to fail unless you are deliberately trying to be hit in the face. And he also has this chain swinging attack thing that was just a bad idea. It takes forever for Midbus to swing that thing, and it totally screws the pacing, since you have to wait around and then see where the ball is coming to anticipate a counter move. So you mostly end up forcing to watch 7 seconds of useless information on screen to keep concentration for what actually matters. It's like making you watch the con man crack his knuckles before he starts his bullshit shell game. Other than that, Midbus just has a lot of health, which is good. You don't want a grudge match style thing going down too quickly. For all of his highfalutin talk of greatness, Midbus is rightly defeated to some major applause. Even Fawful welcomes Bowser as the great champion of his ring, and you knew this was bullshit before it even started. What happens next is a personally grotesque scene, since I cannot stand, simply can't stand it in any media when a person is grossly overfed. It's disgusting and nothing good can come out of it. Thankfully, Alpha Dream goes for the easiest side of the spectrum, and Bowser just gets stuck in the floor he crashed through due to his overweight. Thankfully, there's always a Mario and Luigi-based plan to help him out in crushing Fawful. Hopefully not with his ass, but considering the game you're in, you never know.